Imagine doing a twice damage in Temporal Vortex without spending a single cent. Sounds impossible, I've been done it and I'm going to show you how you can do it also. Imagine doing a twice damage. Most players think you need insane artifacts or maxed out heroes to huge damage. Well, this is just not true. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the changes I make to hit from 200 million to over 320 million damage in Temporal Vortex. And I'm going to start with some gear that aren't actually perfect but is doing the work. Now I'm going to click over the Temporal Vortex and I'm going to show you. Currently I still didn't actually do my hits, but if we go in the ranking, and from yesterday I actually finished on the place number 26 with 327 million damage. And this is a simple change that I did. So I'm going to jump directly over the heroes that I'm using in the Temporal Vortex just so you can see it. Now, my team is not the perfect one and I totally understand that. I still have some works. Some people are using Adopus with the Wild team. Well, with Eric, but I don't have place for Eric. I try with Adopus, but you need to have pretty decent progress. I'm just going to show you from where one of the biggest power are coming, and this is from Psycore, Elemental Affinity. So here, if I have like 20% damage taken reduction, yes, I definitely going to do some crazy stuffs only with Adopus, because just from one hit, Adopus and 3 wild heroes can do crazy amount of damage. But yeah, let's go back over how I basically boost that much from 200 million to 327 million. Now, one of the changes is obviously right now it's way more easy to get more gear, and at the same time we're at the stage in the game where we have our artifacts boosted. So and there is something else that I want to mention, and this is, oh my god. And this is, right now the boss is taking 30% more damage from their additive damage, and this is basically the 4 damage. Now obviously I have this artifact, but I'm going to share with you with what you can replace this esoteric pearl Neko with, what else you can do it. Now what I did first of all is, normally I was doing, and this is a key for every Temporal Vortex fight. First thing I did was I make couple fights. Normally I do like 2 or 3, but after I make 10 fights, basically you're spamming the RNG, especially if you're with WoW team and you don't have a full critical strike. For example, yeah, Casper is having full critical strike, but for example, Felicity is not having. She's like 63% critical rate, which is not going to guarantee me to have 100% critical rate. Now, if you have 100% critical rate on all of your heroes, and obviously this heroes is for the critical, not alignment or something like this, well, you're going to have almost close to the same results. But if you're with the wild heroes that currently in the season 1 is the hot item on the market, well, let's say that you basically make like 10 fights and see what is the best outcome there. Now it's time consuming, but this is one of the simplest tricks I can give you. Sometimes the things is just RNG. I'm going to what? Okay. Currently I have even better things. I'm going to actually try with this one. Still the timing is going to go and it's going to be the same, but there is a decent chance I make like 260 million, which is like 80-90 million less from what I normally can do with these heroes. 240, yes, something like this. Now, if you're running wild team, something that I also check is when the wild is actually going to fire up. The first wild is going to be absolutely great if it's actually in the same time where your heroes fire up the skills, just because they're going to get the maxed dice. And you can control this, the first one, and you can restart if this thing don't actually hit at the right time. This is extremely important, especially if you're looking to do some big damage, just to have this good start and not actually making like 10 full battles, but you actually pick just the start of the fight. And believe it or not, you guys saw the ranking, 327 million. The second place above me was 226 million. So we're talking about 1 million difference. This is basically one ultimate cast from Jasper, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, right now we're at 23 million. I'm not quite sure, since we don't start good, I don't think we can actually get some crazy amount of damage, but still Fura is doing pretty decent damage. This is one of the things that I want to mention in this video, is just, you know, make like 10 tries, make 10 tries in the temporal vortex and see what is the biggest damage you can do, and if you have time you can make even more and see the outcome. So from like 10-15 tries, you're going to see at least one of the maximums your team can actually hit on the temporal vortex, and sometimes the difference is like 500,000, 1 million in one place. And if I end up in the top 30, well, I'm going to get some good rewards, and if I don't do this extra 1-2 million, I'm going to get less rewards from temporal vortex. This is extremely important. The next question is, can imperfect gear still outperform perfect sets? Well, the answer is you need the right synergy to actually outperform, because it's crazy to think to outperform the best gear with crappy gear. I mean, you have to have something as an advantage there, and maybe you can do it with great synergy. For example, with the timing. First I execute my Fura, after this is Felicity, after this is Jasper. I really want to get Ogok, especially to run it with this team, but I still didn't get a look there, and I use Furbat with what was his name? Not Amadeus, Adopus, yeah, Amadeus, with Adopus, just to increase the survivability, because yeah, level 4 is little hard to be hit, and Adopus alone can actually take the hits, but it cannot bring enough healing to the rest of the composition here. Even with the artifact that's reducing damage over the shielded targets, is still extremely hard this thing to actually happen. So we're going to actually make even over maybe close to 300 million, which is absolutely crazy. But soon I think, yeah, Adopus is down, things are not looking good, so we're going to make like 300 million damage, which, you know, with the current setup I make some extra changes, I have to mention that. But yeah, on the question, can crappy gear, unperfect gear outperform the best sets, the answer is no. And the reason behind is, if you have the same synergy of heroes and you don't do nothing there, and you have perfect gear and unperfect, obviously the perfect gear is going to outperform the unperfect gear. Just wanted to mention that, because, you know, people can do crazy stuffs with the good synergy and right heroes, but still the gear, you're going to see some crazy fights with epic heroes and etc. And people are going to, oh my god, I did it with epic heroes. Yes, but the gear there was crazy. Always ask to show you the gear of these heroes, because, you know, it's pretty easy. You have some crazy gear, crazy artifacts, which is basically half. It's half from, not half, is even more from the hero in general, to show this thing. Now, also something else that I want to point is artifact choice. And, you know, people are looking for more rare artifacts like me, and there is a reasons behind. Now, I actually go for this 300 summons. I think this event actually finished. Yeah, the other one with the premium heroes that was here, well, there I spent like 300 summons. I have video on my channel, you can go and check it out, just to get Fora. I already have Fora, but I need the artifact, the exclusive artifact with the hero. And this is nothing wrong to actually proceed after one hero and one specific artifact for this hero, that especially the exclusive heroes, because in the season 2 what do you think is going to happen? We're going to use the same temporal vortex teams we're having in the season 1 till we build something in extra from the season 2 heroes, which is normal to have this power creep with the heroes. But yeah, at the end of the day, we're looking to make more damage. Now, I'm going to show you some artifacts that I think is very valuable. Okay, this is not actually it. I'm going to go in the exchange. Obviously, I have all of the artifacts. Now, from the exclusive one, I have the Flora one. I still don't have the rest of the heroes. I basically don't have the rest of the heroes here. From Mythic, yeah, I get the Wild team. And there is one more artifact that I really want to get. If I didn't get it, yeah, this one is a good one. When the wearer gets damage bonus based on distance between the wearer. This is a very specific one. I'm not gonna lie, very specific one. But this one, the first artifact you should get is Witches Remain. From there, I strongly suggest if you want to rank in the arena, go with Rift Hogras, which is giving crazy skill haste. So you're going for before everybody. And after this, I can say Gatekeeper for Garius. You're not going to die on the battlefield with this artifact. From the legendary, this one is the best one. Eyeball of the Giant, one of the best artifacts, legendary artifact in Dragonheir Savangos or Dragon Stride. The other one I really like is Arcane Mystic Box, just because of the critical damage bonus when they have shield. If you have team with the shield, now there is some specific situation where you can actually pick some. There is specific situation for each of these artifacts. For example, if you don't have any mythical artifact, this one is very nice for your tank. 500 defense shield, very nice. If you don't have Witches Remains, you can use Crown of Unclean, which is going to give you defense penalty. Now, defense penalty is something extremely hard to get in Dragonheir Savangos. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, still there is a very good legendary artifacts that you can use to basically do crazy amount of damage. You should know which hero is doing the crazy damage. If I go and yeah, right now I'm on the rank 17, but I don't think this is going to stay. But if I check, maybe can okay, this is, can I check my ranking date? Okay, so I'm not quite sure we can actually see the output of the heroes, but yeah, just some legendary artifacts is extremely good. If you go for mythical artifact, I show you which one I think is the best there. Understanding HP target mechanics is something else that actually bring me some problems with the temporal vortex, and this is when I was having, before I actually put Adopus, because you know I was having Garius with Furbat, but Furbat is having way more HP from Garius. It's like 37k HP, and if I click on Garius, he's having like 26. So it's like 2k difference in the HP, but in same time, this 2k, you know, gather more and more and more when you have percentage HP increase. It's just the base stats for the Garius is less HP from the Furbat. And I was having this issue where there was not hitting my Garius, and Garius, boy, when he get the stacks with defense up, this is 2%, 30 stacks, this is like 60% more defense. I was, you know, he was very tanky, but yeah, I was having some issues. I make some crazy combination from point of gear just to make Furbat with less HP from the Gyros. Now, why I'm doing that? The main reason behind is the boss is hitting the target with the biggest HP. You have to know that, the Temporal Vortex. Not so sure we can actually see that. I think this one is a lightning damage to the enemy with the highest HP. The damage you receive as a bonus from the enemy maximum HP. So yeah, this is the spell that is killing one by one your heroes, especially your tanks. You're not going to have issue to keep your DPS alive, but your tank at one point, especially with a lot of stacks, is going to at one point get killed by this spell. It's pretty easy. Now, skill timing, when I do what? I'm going to go over manager. I'm going to show you the skill timing. Now, first thing first is going to be Flora. She's having like 10.8 seconds. This is initial. After this is becoming 20 seconds, like almost all of my heroes, exception actually don't have an exception of the heroes is something like 19.7. Yeah, so everything here is fine. Now, why is this order here? First of all, since you know Felicity is having the ability to rage regeneration, we cannot actually see it here, but if I go over and click over the hero, you're going to see that this is get 3% ultimate energy when battle skill and ultimate skill trigger a critical hit. So if you don't have the timing, even though Felicity is going to fire up after 4, at the beginning, you're going to have issues with the right timing and the right cycle of your spell when you go for the temporal vortex. This is one of the things I want to say. And yeah, this is basically the skill timing that I put. First is Flora when she puts this target over the enemy, and after this is Felicity with her witches remain artifacts, and finally is Jasper, which is benefiting from targets that increase the damage do 30% to the enemy with defense penalty. We're also looking for this for Jasper to do more damage in this direction. So this is the whole thing, the timing, the artifacts. Now if I can actually put some other artifacts, I'm going to go over the upgrades. So this one, I'm going to replace it with this one, A buy of a giant, since Jasper is doing crazy ultimate. For Flora, I can actually use from point of this type of artifacts. Maybe I'm going to use this one. I think there was a better one. This one or this one. I'm going to boost the attack of this hero, definitely. I think there was some other artifact that is also giving some extra stuff. No, it's not this. This one or this one, most likely I'm going to use for Flora. We're not looking here for the critical, we're looking for more damage. And for Felicity, most likely I'm going to use this one, ultimate skill, just to get defense penalty. And when we have defense penalty, just doing way more damage. Here is level 1 defense penalty, which I'm not quite sure where is the witches remains is defense penalty 2, which is, you know, the thing that we're looking for, some defense penalty. So from point of Adopus, if I don't want to use Aurelian Vest, I can usually use this artifact, which is going to increase the shield. The wearer gets 15% more shields. And for Furbat, right now I use this one's like a boost for my range heroes. But if I don't have it, this one, and this is going to be the tank, I'm going to use Scrap Amulet. Furbat is also based on the defense. It's having defense, I think, in the dungeons battles, but still, this is going to help him by a lot in this direction. Now, if you look for a little more accuracy for this hero, maybe this one is also a good one with some HP and accuracy, and, you know, regenerate more energy when he fire up his ultimate. Now, where I actually put my defense down from Furbat is right after this spell here. This is the second spell that is happening, and there is I lose full cycle of Furbat, boss cycle, and after this, on the second spell, I trigger this defense penalty and I catch like 1 AoE damage, and the one that is doing the biggest damage to the hero, and this is this one. For this one, you want to have something like defense penalty, attack penalty over the hero. And don't forget to smash the like harder so your team become absolutely crazy. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you're running in the temporal vortex. Obviously there is a different combinations. Right now with narrative damage, the majority of the people are going to use WoW team. What a surprise, everybody is going to be with WoW team, but from time to time I see some other teams arrive, not only WoW, but yeah, at this point is going to be only the WoW team. So yeah, I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.